This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is November the 4th, 2021. I wanted to share with you some research I just did for a white paper I'm working on live streaming. Now that's going to be available for free on the nScreen Media website in a couple of weeks, so you might want to check back to see the full forecast in that white paper. But what basically I looked at was how many homes will be stepped outside of the traditional pay TV ecosystem by 2024. And I was really surprised, even though I think I did a fairly conservative forecast for the loss of pay TV subs over that period. By 2023 there will be as many homes without cable, satellite and telco TV as there are with them. And by 2024 there will be 8 million more that don't have traditional pay TV. And I think that has some pretty big implications on the industry. And what I wanted to do is share with you 3 of those today. And by the way, you can get a much fuller description of why I think these 3 things are really impacted if you go to your local podcast manager and search for nScreen Media. There will be a podcast version, an audio only podcast version there with a much fuller explanation of what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is sports. Now, premium sports, particularly in the US, is really relying on broadcast and cable to carry the load of reaching their customers. And as I've said, by 2024, that will not be the case anymore. They will not be able to reach more than half of the people in the US by 2024. And I think this is a huge problem for them and will really force them to reevaluate their distribution model. I'll give you a great example, the NFL. The NFL just signed deals that take it through 2033 for the distribution of its content. And those deals are really fundamentally leaning on broadcast and cable to reach their customers. There are some streaming parts, but really not a lot. There is an out at 7 years that Roger Goodall, who's head of the NFL, negotiated into those deals. But I think by 2029, which is when those 7 years will be up, the NFL will be really hurting if it's still relying on broadcast and cable to carry the load of reaching its customers. The second is what I like to call software aggregation. Now, what is software aggregation? Well, there are 2 ways that we really aggregate together the services, the streaming services that we want to watch on our connected TVs. We buy a device like a smart TV or Roku or an Apple TV, or we can use a software app like Amazon Prime and the Roku channel and Apple TV, the app, and we can buy our SVOD services inside of those apps as channels. So, and of course, Amazon has the channels program, which is where they're reselling SVOD services to us, the consumer. Now, if we do that, we have to use the app to watch, but the benefits we get are single billing, unified search, and recommendations. So there are some really good benefits. Oh, and of course, a very consistent interface, because in this case it's Amazon's with Amazon channels. So there were some big benefits to actually being inside of that app and using that app. But there's a big problem. The problem is that of the top 6 apps that we use, 5 of them are not available inside of Amazon channels. What's not available? Netflix, Hulu, Disney, HBO Max, and Peacock. You can't get those inside of Amazon channels. The only one you can is, well, of course, Amazon Prime, right? That's a given. That's already there. Now, that's a real problem because most people have at least one of those apps. And by 2024, when over half of homes in the US won't be part of the pay television ecosystem, they'll probably have multiple of those top 5 apps. So there really won't be any value in buying any services inside of Amazon channels if you can't get the main ones that you want. Most people will probably opt for the hardware play, not the software play. So I think Amazon channels, the Roku channel and Apple TV, their aggregation functions that they're trying to do, I think they're going to start to break down between now and 2024. The third item I want to talk about is local TV. Until now, local TV has really been very standoffish towards streaming. It's very difficult to find your local TV channel on a smart TV. And you certainly can't find, for major affiliates of ABC, CBS, NBC and Fox, you can't find those affiliates in their own app on those devices, on a connected TV device. So this is a problem and becomes an increasing problem for them as you look out to 2024, when more than half of the audience now is not accessible through their traditional way of going through pay TV. Now, they haven't moved so far because they've been able to maintain their revenues pretty well up until this point, but that will change as the audience continues to fall and ad revenue falls and license revenue from the pay TV operators fall. So I think by 2024, many of the local TV stations will be thinking about streaming first strategies. Maybe they'll be working with fast services, who knows? But they will be thinking streaming first, and I think that will be another big change between now and 2024. But there you have it. There are my three main things that I think are going to be impacted by the shift from the majority of homes having pay TV to the majority of the homes not having it by 2024. If you want to learn more, come to the nScreen Media website. You can get lots more information and check back for that live streaming white paper available free in just a couple of weeks. We'll see you again next time.